Have you ever had one of those days where everything just feels off? Where it seems like the weight of the world is sitting squarely on your shoulders, and no matter what you do, it's hard to shake the negative thoughts? Trust me, I've been there, more times than I'd like to admit. But today, I want to share something that has made a real difference in my life, especially on those tough days: gratitude journaling. It's not just about listing a few things you're grateful for. It's about rewiring your brain to see the good even when life feels hard. And I promise it works. So grab your journal, get cozy, and let's talk about how gratitude journaling can shift your mindset and truly impact your mental wellness. Hi, I'm Frida, and welcome to the channel where we focus on prioritizing self care through journaling. I started gratitude journaling during one of the most difficult, challenging times in my life. For those of you who don't know, I'm a caregiver for my mom who's living with dementia. On top of that, I'm balancing work, family, and a million other things that sometimes leave me feeling completely overwhelmed and absolutely exhausted. There were days when I felt like I just couldn't do enough, no matter how hard I tried. That's when I discovered the benefits of gratitude journaling. I needed something that would help me stay grounded and not lose myself in the chaos. And what I found was that writing down the things I was grateful for, no matter how small, gave me the perspective I desperately needed. It didn't magically make everything easier, but it did help shift my focus from everything that was going wrong to all the things that were still going right. There's actual science behind why gratitude journaling works. When we regularly focus on what we're thankful for, it trains our brains to notice more of the good around us. It's like a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it gets. The more we practice gratitude journaling, the more we start seeing things differently. Think of it this way: when we focus on the negative, that's all we'll see. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that filter out the good stuff. But when we make an effort to shift our focus to the positive, it's like swapping out those glasses for lenses that let in more light. Suddenly, we notice the little things: the sound of the birds chirping outside our window, a text from a friend checking in, or even just the quiet moments of peace before our day starts. And when we notice those things, it changes our whole outlook. We become more resilient, less stressed, and more open to joy, even on the hard days. Let's take a moment to talk about why journaling, gratitude journaling, is more than just a trend. You see, when we practice gratitude regularly, we're actually rewiring our brains. Studies have shown that when we consistently focus on the positive aspects of our lives, we create new neural pathways that make it easier to find joy in everyday moments. It's like training our brains to see the world through a different lens, one that highlights the beauty in the blessings, even in the middle of the challenges. For example, I remember a particularly rough day when everything seemed to be going wrong. Have you had one of those days? I've had a lot of those. I was frustrated and overwhelmed, and it felt like the last thing I had time to do that day was gratitude journaling. But I pushed myself to sit down and write just one thing that I was thankful for. Just one. And that small act helped me to shift my mindset enough to feel a little bit lighter and more hopeful. It reminded me that no matter what was going on, no matter how tough things got, there was always something to hold on to. So if you haven't started yet, give it a try, even if it feels a little awkward at first. Write down one thing and then another and see how it changes your outlook over time. You don't have to be perfect at it, you just have to start. Here's another example. There was a time not too long ago when things felt unbelievably hard. With my mom, the challenges I faced with her dementia seemed to cycle. During this particular time, I had been having difficulty getting her to drink enough fluids each day and to eat enough each day. She had lost a considerable amount of body weight and muscle, which had resulted in her being less steady on her feet, which alarmed me tremendously because I was concerned she'd fall, which could have been detrimental. In addition, as her primary caregiver and the one who was constantly trying to get her to drink fluids she did not want, to eat food she wasn't interested in eating, to take medications that she didn't want to take, to go to medical appointments that she didn't want to go to, and so on, I became the person she disliked the most. So, in addition to being concerned about meeting her care needs, I was also navigating all of that while trying to deal with her verbal and physical aggression toward me. This lasted for about 10 months. It was hard, so hard. I was doing my best to juggle my mom's care, work deadlines, and do all the little things that seemed to constantly pile up. I was absolutely drained all the time, physically, mentally, and emotionally. In the evenings, I would write in my journal. Instead of focusing on how overwhelming the day had been, I would write about small things I was grateful for. The fact that I had the strength to get through the day, a conversation I'd had with a friend earlier, or the fact that my children often helped me with my mom's care so that I could get a small break. I was grateful for all those things. Slowly, I could feel some of the weight lifting off my shoulders. It didn't fix everything, but it did shift my perspective just enough to get me through. That's the power of gratitude journaling. It's not about pretending that life is perfect because it is not, or at least mine isn't. It's about acknowledging the good, even when things are hard. So, how do you get started with gratitude journaling? I'm glad you asked. The beauty of it is that there's no right or wrong way to do it. But if you're new to journaling, here are a few tips to help you make it a habit. Start small. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. They don't have to be big or life changing. Sometimes it's the smallest things that make the biggest difference. Be specific. Instead of just writing, I'm grateful for my family, dig a little deeper. What moment with your family made you smile today? Maybe it was a funny conversation that you had at dinner or a quick hug that you got from one of your loved ones. Do it daily. Consistency is key. Try to journal at the same time every day, maybe in the morning to set the tone for your day, or at night to reflect on the good things before you go to sleep. Reflect on the tough days. Let me say that one again. Reflect on the tough days. On those particularly hard days, it can feel impossible to find something to be grateful for. But those are the days when journaling is most important. Your journal those days may be as simple as writing, I'm grateful that I made it through the day. And if so, that's enough. If you're looking for a journal to get started, I've created some that I think you'll love. They're simple but intentional, with messages on the cover to remind you that no matter what life throws your way, you are enough. I designed these journals with you in mind because I know how important it is to have a space that feels like it's just for you. And if you're not sure where to start, I've got you covered with some free journal prompts that you can download. Just click the link in the description. Whether you're new to journaling or you've been doing this for years, these prompts are a great way to get your thoughts flowing and build a consistent practice. I hope today's video inspires you to start or continue your gratitude journaling practice. It doesn't have to be complicated and it doesn't have to take a lot of time, but I promise it can make a world of difference in how you see yourself and the world around you. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who maybe could use a little more positivity in their life. And be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any new content, especially my next video where we'll be diving into how journaling can help with emotional healing. If you've ever struggled with processing your feelings or finding closure, this one's for you. And remember, my friend, you're always enough, no matter what life throws your way. I'll see you in the next video.